built a motorized bicycle, converted it into a cafe racer. I then took it on a solo wild camping mission and did an endurance test. This is the whole story from the beginning. I bought a dodgy old box with an engine and some parts inside, put it on an even older bicycle and hoped for the best. Is it gold or just old? Let's find out. A Facebook Marketplace ad led me to the most magnificent spot, a closed down antique shop. The owner told me that the people often still wander in. Luckily they're good people and even cut me a deal. For only $1,700 I will soon have a motorbike. Well, a motor bicycle. I quickly unboxed my new find. Everything was still in its original packaging, which made for a sticky situation. So I started cleaning with petrol. Every single part. At least it looked like all the parts are present. Have you ever tried opening a Ziploc bag with gloves? Don't. Keep in mind that I have practically no mechanic experience. So I had Swari come help me. You'll see him in a bit. Now we have to talk about the biggest issue. This bicycle hasn't moved in over a decade. It's around 20 years old and we don't know if it works. Being two men who lack female supervision, we skipped the testing and put a motor in it. But first... Where was I? Oh yeah, we attached the sprocket first. This will require skills of epic proportions. If you've ever worked on anything, you know this pain.
Fuck you.
After some centering, the wheel was attached. I learnt a new trick today. So, here's how to remove a threaded bolt. First add 2 nuts.
These nuts?
Then tighten them together and screw everything out. One time, we had to do this to insert longer bolts. The frame of the bicycle is an odd diamond shape, so even with this modification, it didn't fit. But we figured it out.
What is your gender? I'm a mechanic.
I then got to mounting the engine. The editing makes me look good here, but in reality, I have no idea what I'm doing. To prove this, look how much Swari on the right accomplishes, while I struggle to just enter a nut. By the time he was ready to put on the chain, I was still nutting about. He then measured, cut and installed the chain.
Don't fear me, Gypsy.
I turned my back for a second and Swari started cutting my tire. He had to do this though, as it was rubbing the chain in the wrong way. At the same time, he also installed the chain tensioner and a clutch. So I made myself handy by attaching the carb. And the skazos, which I was very proud of. We faced a lot of challenges. The tank needed longer rods that had to be welded on. Then those rods pressed against the cables. PVC pipes to the rescue. We put in all this time and effort into something that might not run, but we looked north and worked forth. This was my first time mixing 2-stroke petrol. I hope to be doing this a lot more. Today was a first for many things. Upon closer inspection of the box, I discovered something shocking. Not only is this gadget old, the company that sold these doesn't even exist anymore. It was bought for 2.4k on 22 December 2014. This thing has no chance of working, but that didn't stop us South Africans, and after some final fitments, we were ready. Well, almost. Swati had to tighten the bolts on the carburetor that someone installed. I learnt about a choke, but after the engine wouldn't turn, I wanted to choke myself.
Not like that.
One troubleshoot later, Swati realized that he's been turning the drill in the wrong direction.
Yes.
We were getting closer now. And finally...
Oh yes! It's alive!
noticed smoke where there shouldn't be smoke, and Swati tightened the nuts on the exhaust that someone installed. But we still don't know if this ancient box of parts will work. Never mind the bicycle. The sensible option, send it. Can't be that bad. It's like riding a bicycle. So I set off. And it works. But then the unthinkable happened. A car came up behind me, and my instincts failed me. Still, I was flying high as a nostalgic feeling overtook me, like riding your first motorcycle. I was impressed. I have to admit, if it wasn't for Swari, I would have been screwed on this project. So, thank you. We built this motor bicycle, but it's far from perfect. We're going to change that into this. The biggest problem right now is this dark substance. I want it to be black, not like that. Also, the gears on the bicycle itself don't really work. Okay, here's the plan. Black. I want to convert this into a cafe race. Handlebars. Crate on the back because I want to go camping. Wild camping. This seat sucks more than a prop on New Year's. Naturally black paint. Then I'm going to take off this sticker because this company doesn't exist anymore and put on some epic stickers. I'll also show you how to attach stickers the easiest way ever. There is a little stand on here now that we got from that kid's bicycle, but we're going to take some off the tandem. You know, tandem. 2 people. Then general maintenance and also the brakes. A new spark plug, NG Kerk, because that one sucks. And I'm also planning to do a lot more to this. Scoured my local China stores, and there's lots of them. Got a combination bicycle lock, tire repair kit, bungee rope, you'll see why, and WD bullshit 40. China. Alright, small problem. Directions for use, shake can well, saturate 80. Probably area, that's okay, but harmful or fatal if swallowed. Then, do not induce vomiting if swallowed. Don't that mean do not swallow and induce... Okay, so don't swallow. Do not pierce or bum. do not pierce or bum even when empty. Do not expose. So let's get to it. We started by undoing all of our hard work, hoping that it'll be worth the trouble. With this done, I can now start sanding the frame. The stickers are my main focus, as this bicycle is ancient and it won't come off by hand. I used to cycle to school on this bicycle, so there's a feeling of anti-nostalgia rising inside of me. You know, like taking something nostalgic and changing it. Luckily, this was more satisfying than peeing barefoot outdoors. But when I was done, it looked like I've done something sinister to a Smurf. While Swati was applying the primer, I got to work on the handlebars. And after a good tug, they were rust-free. Spickeries. Now onto paint. This is 2K paint. There's 2 components, the paint itself and the hardener. After achieving the correct consistency, it was time for the biggest part of the makeover. Immediately painting this bicycle seemed like a great idea. And since the paint dries quickly, 3 coats were applied, lach. While the frame dries, I got on with, I can't sneeze. So I'm going to take this sticker off. I've got a whole pack of stickers from Temu. So I'm putting these on the tank, but not on the body. The body is right over here by me. Tomorrow afternoon we'll put it all together. Put these stickers on the tank, and then afterwards I'm going to clean all of the brakes and gears and everything else that there is. I'm going to teach you guys a trick when it comes to stickers that you can use on any sticker and any surface. And this is going to allow you to put the sticker down and then move it in place or work out any air bubbles if you need to. First, lay out the stickers with some press stick. Wondergom. I'll give you some wondergom. It looks like it's going to come off easy, but looks can be deceiving, ek sê. Oh yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
Here it comes. Almost there.
Ah! Sorry, I just came to the realization that this is cool. ASMR. Okay, this I'm gonna take off as well. It just tells you how much oil to put in. Dank. Now, I'm gonna clean it with some thinners. Make nice and clean. Check it out. Slight problem. China. These stickers are cool, but they don't want to come off. If you try it, the only part that comes loose is that paper. Then once you've done that, you need to beg it. In your butt. And I've got so many stickers. Fuck you, China. Timu. Yes, it was cheap. Time is money. And this is going to take forever. Ah, there we go. Finally. Remove the back of your sticker. Bucket with sunlight liquid water, dishwashing liquid, and a little cloth. Lightly dab the cloth. Then you stick it. Oh no, wrong place. Take it off. Quick sticks. No stress, no fuss, no coconuts, no cock. Now I'm gonna do the rest. I promise you the trick works. It just doesn't work on old Temu stickers. Any sticker, any surface. I've got a shoe and I've got a mushroom. So I'm gonna combine them. Oh no, come on, man. Boom. It's finally done. It looks like a toddler did it. Up close you can see all the imperfections, but from far you can't. You know? In Afrikaans we say, mooi van ver, maar ver van mooi. Beautiful from afar, but far from beautiful. 9 o'clock in the evening. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning to edit videos. Even though I'm not monetized on YouTube, just do it for the love, for now. So subscribe and, you know. Crushing depression aside, the day has finally come. And slowly it's all coming together. But naturally it's never all smooth sailing. Because of the new handlebars, the front brakes cable was too short. But I had a plan. You are not going to like this. Yes!
It's gonna be unrideable. I promise you this.
But it's going to look fucking cool. It will work. So we turned the handlebars around, like the cafe racer that I planned it to be. If it's stupid, but it works, it's not After Bundu fixing the gasket that I blew, we attached the tank and installed the new spark plug, among other things. As always, we did some questionable things. Nothing can't be solved without enough lube or a grinder. Finally, the transformation is complete. The new stickers gave the motor bicycle some much needed personality. The brand new second-hand handlebars make for a fantastically back-breaking ride. At least the seat is mildly comfortable and it no longer needs a paint can to stand up. All in all, this build came out looking great. And now it's time to take it on the adventure that it deserves before selling it for mega bucks. Hopefully. We soon realized that this riding position is about as comfortable as a loo made out of nails. So we extended the brake cables to allow a better riding position. And now I was ready for my biggest challenge yet. Yep. That's me. I'm spending 24 hours wild camping on a bicycle in South Africa. And it was wild. From passing out to getting blessed by a sangoma, panning for gold, and more. It's safe to say that this was a terrible idea. Okay, here's all the gear. Sleeping bag, gas stove, gold pan, tent, food, and some snacks. Now I've got to fit all of this on this. This is already heavy. This is probably the worst idea I've had. It's getting so high I need to adjust the camera. It's almost as tall as me. And yes, we all know how this ends. Looking back now, I should have probably strapped it down layer by layer, or not take so much with. But before this video is done, I'll teach myself a lesson or two. Oops. By some miracle, I got everything strapped down. Nothing could go wrong now, so I started my journey, blindly ignoring all the signs, such as the struggling engine. This is a helpmate trap after all. I made my way through the town, often getting on the dirt path, but always utilizing the tarred sidewalks. This is a bicycle after all, even the popo agrees. Checks are often and alarming, but after one of these checks, I made a grave error and forgot my side stand down. This will come to haunt me later on. Regardless, I crossed the same bridge that I've crossed many times before, but never on the sidewalk. The big challenge is getting over the robot, a traffic light for all you non-South Africans. Get my ebook. After a magnificent kickoff,
Yeah, boy. Fucking go, boy.
I was almost out of the bustling town.
Yes.
Following all the road laws, I finally made it to the bicycle path, where I got the approval from a real biker and a wheelbarrow operator. But then I got another sign of this doomed undertaking. The engine kept cutting out and stopped on its own accord. After fixing the wiring issue that caused it, I found my favorite energy drink. This is nummer 1 in Aberdeen.
Yes. Ek wil ja. Asai, dankie. Lekker dag.
After a brief 2-hour conversation, I set off again. Once again forgetting my side stand. Idiot.
Yeah.
A short ride later, and I made it to the edge of town, where I decided to stop for a check, but this ended with all of my belongings on the ground. The side stand finally gave way. Worse, I had to work quickly as there are baboons nearby. Half an hour later, and I finally have everything reattached.
I just hope it holds this time. Litre.
Once again ignoring a red flag, I continued on.
Let's go.
The downhill was the easy part, but when it came to the uphill, not so much. This was the first proper uphill that this motor bicycle will face. I pushed the engine as far as I could, but after a valiant effort, it couldn't carry my fat bum any further, and after stating the obvious,
That's steep.
I pushed. Cars passed me, but I couldn't care less. All that I could hear in my head was his words of encouragement.
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
At the top I made a drongo friend
Jonga.
and found the tree.
That was brutal.
Nope, that was easy, Jakes.
Here's the bike. It's already leaning again. Luckily from here it's downhill. And then there's a massive uphill and a long downhill, and that's where I want to camp. But considering that massive uphill, let's see if I can find a better spot. Just down the first dip, I might go up or down the river. The only problem, there's a better chance of encountering sangomas. But that's the only choice. I'm not going to make it up another hill. I'm going to take a breather and then continue. So it's the George Neisner Road, but it's closed. I'm going to go there, straight through them. Nobody can stop me.
After once again struggling with my luggage, I was away. This has to be one of the most breathtaking roads in South Africa, with a lush indigenous forest. And there I was minding my own business, when out of nowhere,
Yo. Only that guy.
this gave me the confidence to increase my speed as well, even though he has a specialized bicycle and I have a skadonk. It's not like I'll fall far. Little did I know, it took me 5 minutes going down today will take over an hour going up tomorrow. As I approached my semi-legal camping spot, I saw a man on the road, then 2 taxis, and some more people on the bridge. With my spot now taken, I decided to take on one more hill and look for another spot. But that's when I saw some commotion down by the river. Being a curious individual, I turned back to have a closer look with my camera. I 100% can't show you what I saw, also wouldn't want to disrespect their privacy. All I can show you is this. I had no choice but to tackle the steep hill. But first, a little liquid energy. After getting tired of walking, I decided to give the engine a go. Naturally, to no avail.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's not. After a brilliant effort, I started seeing stars, but I couldn't stop moving. I have to use what little momentum I have. And then it all got a little too much. My only hope is to make the bicycle stand on its own before it all goes dark. When I eventually got the side stand out and felt a rock to lean it on, I got off and passed out. The next while was spent in and out of consciousness. At least I got some absolutely useless time lapses. I then decided to record the still standing bicycle for no apparent reason, as well as my crotch. Before having another lie down, I also recorded something on my video camera without actually recording.
I passed out here. I just need to find a spot where nobody can see me.
After consuming a double cup of cement to harden up, I went back down to the river. Luckily everyone had gone, but I still had to find an incognito camping spot. I decided to check the south side of the bridge first. And although there's no easy way to get the bicycle down and up tomorrow, at the bottom I found some burning candles, presumably from the ceremony. I decided to try my luck on the other side. And I found what might just be the worst perfect spot.
I thought there might be a better space up there, but I won't get the bicycle through. Here seems like a beautiful area, but the road is right over there. And then you got the bridge over there, and then it goes up. This is a bit too in the open, but right behind here, this seems like the perfect hidden spot, except there's some wedge. It looks like the stuff inside of the diaper. Normally I wouldn't sleep here, but under the circumstances, I don't have a choice. Luckily I brought a little shovel, so let's get to cleaning up. A nice place to sleep.
I'd rather not show you this part, so here's me unpacking my gear. Once this was done, I got to pitching the tent. After all this hard work, I decided to make my first meal of the day.
On today's menu, 2-minute noodles with cup of soup. There we go. Now I realized the water that I got from there, that is the same place where people were having a bath earlier. So I went further up the stream to there, where there's nice and fresh water. Now I'm just waiting it to finish boiling, and then I know it's safe to drink.
Question: do you also break your instant noodles? Scientists say that it's more efficient to stir your coffee like this. I say, if you don't have milk, a milkshake will do. It's already cold enough for the butane to freeze. And there's not much left. I made my noodles, blissfully unaware of what's about to go down. As a kid, I always wondered how we can see the moon during the day. As an adult, I wonder why we pay taxes if the government is just going to steal it all.
Beautiful.
The area is gorgeous, but being South Africa, you find trash everywhere. I noticed a car approaching as I was bringing my noodles to a boil. And before long they parked right beside my campsite. So I finished making my meal. And with this task done, I started moving all of my things out of the way. Just in time. Whilst they were having a deeply spiritual ritual, I was eating my noodles. At some point they stopped the ritual and one of the men came over to me. He wanted to make sure that they're not bothering me. I told him that I just wanted to make sure that I'm not bothering them. Since everything was all good, I quietly observed their ritual. But then the absolutely unthinkable happened. What the fuck just happened? They were coming down to do a traditional healing with a traditional healer. So I moved all of my things out of the way because I know there where I was cooking my noodles, that's where generally everything happens. It's right over there. So I moved over here, sat here very awkwardly charring my noodles and just observing. And then the traditional healer called me over and they gave me a shot of gin. I've been sober for 8 months now. So I said, sorry, I don't drink, sorry, I don't drink, sorry. And he kept pouring the old buck gin. And then he gave it to me and he said, if you don't drink it, throw it in the water. Because that's what the traditional healer was doing. She was taking a shot of gin and a shot of, I think, brandy or whiskey. And then a glass of Coca-Cola and just throwing it in the water. Like I saw that and then they asked me to come do that as well. And that was part of the ritual. And then they included me in their ritual. The whitest of white boys. So it just shows you, South Africa isn't full of racism. I don't know what to say. It's cold. It's very cold. But the light is already too low. So even if I wanted to, I can't cycle home. I still can't believe what just happened. That was beautiful. I'm hiding because there's people over there that are shagging in that bucky. I just hear interesting noises every once in a while. It seems like they're having a good time. Got all my gear. Got my tent and my bicycle. So the tent I didn't want to pitch properly because it'll just stick out more. I just need to slide in there into my sleeping bag. I'm also hiding away here because if I sit out there, people will definitely see me and know something's up. Now I'm just going to hide till the sun's down, which is very, very soon. And then hopefully survive the evening. Although I'll get up pretty early just in case there's more people that want to do their traditional healing. Just so I'm not in the way. Oh no, sounds like they're fighting. Update. The guy cheated on her. Who needs soap operas when you have real life television? This is awkward. Anyway, there's not a lot of sun left and it's already cock cold. Because I'm staying next to a river like an idiot. Okay, I'm gonna see if I fit. Let's see. It's been an hour and they're still arguing. Anyway, dinner. Pies. Mac and cheese pies. It's just a bit dry, so I've got mayo. So he's adamant that she fucked someone else. But he doesn't know who. No, she's asking him, wie my genaai, wie my genaai. I don't know who naai her. This is going to make sure that I have heartburn tonight. Got some Burger King mayo, my bro. Now they're laughing. Chuck some mayo on there. Mooi. And that's why I'm single. This is good. I'm just boiling some water. Gonna put it in this that I got from Timu. Just so I've got water for tomorrow. So I've tried to boil the water 3 times already. It is so cold that the butane freezes when it comes out. So it doesn't work. So you gotta stop, take out the can, warm it up with your hands, making your hands cold, and then putting it back, and then it works. And finally I have boiling water. Just let it boil for a bit, make sure there's no bacteria, just so I won't die. It's so cold.
So I think I'm gonna pack everything in the tent, get in the tent, and just chill there because it is seriously cold and it's just gonna get colder. It's so dark now that I've got to switch to my night vision. Boom! It's dark and it's cold and it's so freaky here. I'm slowly just adding water to the bottle, but I'd like to finish up soon because I keep hearing things and getting frights. The people are still in the bucky arguing. You just can't hear them anymore. I think they notice that I'm here. Quickly fill up this bottle and then just lay in bed and hug my knife. Okay, I'm in bed now. I can hear they started the bucky, so they're probably leaving soon as well. I hope nothing weird happens tonight. If anything weird happens, I'll let you know. Otherwise, good night.
As I laid there, all I could hear was the sound of the river, and often it sounded like a voice. Subscribe.
Morning! I have no reason to be so cheerful. That was a terrible night of sleep. The bit that I did sleep, but I'm happy that it's over. And it is cold coffee and brekkie. Now, oh, my body's so sore. But more on that later. So beautiful. All I heard last night was that stream the whole night. Just got the kettle boiling there. I hear someone driving by. I barely slept last night. That was terrible. That was the second most uncomfortable sleep that I've ever had. The first being the 24-hour cave survival, where I also slept on the ground. But there was a rock that was poking into my hip. And now my right side, my right hip, so sore I can barely walk. I won't be able to cycle uphill. I'll barely be able to walk. This was a bad idea. This was a terrible idea. But it was cool. I can't even phone anyone to come get me because there is no signal here. Fuck! The butane keeps freezing up this morning. Why do I do this? I don't mind coolish coffee, but I need to boil the water to make sure there's no bacteria in there. The water that we boiled last night is nice and cool, so at least I've got 600 mils of water. And I'll have some coffee. There's already someone cycling this early in the morning. Wonder if he wants to cycle my thing home and then I'll cycle his bicycle home. So you see the little fluffies in the tree? That is very cool. There's some more of it. It's called Omansbaard, old man's beard. And that has antiseptic properties. Or it's antibacterial, antiseptic, I don't know. I'll Google it home and then post it right now. And once you start looking for it, you can actually see it everywhere. In all the trees. Cheers to surviving the evening. I'm pretty sure this is the spot where everyone comes to pee and poo, because the whole evening it just smelled like piss and shit. But that's okay. I'm not going to waste my time by doing this nicely. You fucking jam it in there, mate. What's the difference between peanut butter and jam? You can't peanut butter your sleeping bag in its bag, but you can jam it.
Do not Google the actual joke from How I Met Your Mother.
Bicycle is still here.
I quickly packed up the tent.
That's my peg bag. Never mind.
A tent that is actually older than I am. They certainly don't make them like they used to.
Boom. Can't lose that. Boom. Again. Now I've got to fix the problem of the crate falling off the, I don't know what you call it. So my plan is to take 2 sticks wider than the crate, attach them to the crate holder, and then put the crate on top so that because the big problem is it falls down. So if there's something stopping it, it won't fall down. I could use my knife, but I've got something way better. There's a lot of cyclists this morning. What a way to spend a Sunday. In here, somewhere we go. Here's my secret weapon. This is what you call a pocket chainsaw. But not a wire saw, this actually has a chain, like a chainsaw. It's very cool, and I haven't tried it.
I'm sure this gadget can do a lot better, but being the survival novice that I am, it didn't go all that well. I got a decent start.
Oh yeah, boy.
But then I just seized it.
Faster than my knife.
And yes, off screen, I did finish them off with my knife. The chain also loves to catch on itself, but I think that with a sharpen and a better operator, it'll cut like butter through a knife.
Let's go find some gold. Skimming that spot there. Already I can see a lot of pyrite. I am a fool, so of course I'll find fool's gold. Whoa. There we go. Okay, let's go pan this out. This is my first time panning, but I've watched lots of YouTube videos, so I'm an expert. Oh, no way! A rock! Sadly, no gold. There's barely any black sand even. So either that's just a bad spot or there's no gold.
Or I just suck big hairy balls.
Now it's time for brekkie, which is liver. I'd like to heat them up, but the gas is done. So there we go. Breakfast of losers. It's beautiful here though. Let's see what that water tastes like. Oh wow. That tastes like water. Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna chow a bit more livers back up and then hopefully strap down everything so that it doesn't fall off. I'm gonna be walking 80% of the time. Whatever was downhill yesterday is uphill today. Whatever was uphill is downhill. There was only one uphill yesterday and 2 downhills. At least it's very beautiful where I am. And at least the road back is very beautiful. It's all worth it. And I do this to show you guys how beautiful this country is. How beautiful the people are in this country. You don't need a lot of money. Just camp behind a bush where people take a cock. And thanks for watching. So this is why I needed sticks. They're tightened. They're not going anywhere. The whole thing might come off. Fuck, I hope not. If that goes on there now, it should not fall over. So let's pack everything. First I'll show you guys the bridge.
In the days of the ox wagon, this river was a nightmare to cross. In 1867, Thomas Bain started work on what is now known as the Seven Passes. By 1893, a wooden bridge was erected here. And in 1904, the current bridge was constructed. On the wooden bridge's original columns, meaning these pillars are over 130 years old. Needless to say, it got national monument status in the 1970s. They did all this hard work just so you can come and write your name here. Brilliant. This is known as Kaiman's Gat. A Kaiman is a merman. Gat is hole. The merman hole. Even though there's now a man-made hole and the river is currently low, in flood you can imagine this whole area being a hole where you'd find mer people. The river is even called Kaiman's Rivier, Merman's River. The cave that I spent 24 hours in has mermaid paintings, so go check that out for more info.
Lots of old man beard there.
With everything packed and strapped, I got the bicycle to the road. Just as some people arrived. Talk about great timing. And what a dancer.
Let's do it.
I decided to get a nice run up to the hill. And although my plan seemed to be working, the gold pan had other plans.
Shit. It's so beautiful here. But then, there's so much pollution. KFC, First watch, Obies. There's even oil refill, and it's everywhere. I'm walking as far as I can. I'm taking it very easy though. I can do this. You can do it! Do it!
Staying pumped didn't last, but at least everything was holding up, and I wasn't the only one struggling.
You got this, bro.
I've been standing and ek staan nog heeltyd in trap.
This hill is 1.6 kilometers, with an altitude of 70 meters, if that means anything to you. Every time I turn a corner, I hope that it's the last one, and every time I'm disappointed. Until I wasn't.
Yes, yes. I look fabulous. One down, one more to go. There is a massive hole in my jersey. I don't even know when this happened. It's about as big as your mom's vagina. This is going to be great. It's a proudly South African little juicy. This one's tropical.
I call the shot the Totti POV.
You gotta pinch it and then tear it. And then put it in your mouth and let it explode.
With the storm rolling in early, naturally I decided to film some leaves.
I fastened everything again. Big difference is now the gold pan is there. So now we continue. Let's go. No, let's go.
The engine was cold, but it felt great to once again be using dinosaurs to power me forward. On the straight, I built up speed for 3 reasons. 1, I wanted to make it up the hill. 2, I wanted to avoid the baboons. And 3, I wanted to pass my first cyclist ever. This is for every cyclist that's ever passed me. All I had to do now was keep moving. Against all odds, I made it to the top. And confident that I have a great lead, I stopped to check my luggage. Then made like Roghoff. I could hardly believe my eyes when I saw my next target. Yes, it was an old lady, but I beat her. I passed her. And an old man. My grands would have been so proud. Being back in town was an immediate struggle. But once I was on the bridge, I was home free. Until I got caught in a traffic jam. I have found that being patient leads to great interactions.
Sorry, I had this motorbike, but I was thinking, what? Motorbike? Yeah,
Let's have a good one.
I will admit that I was very impressed with this little engine. It never gave me any trouble, until it did.
I made it! Barely. A well-deserved Coca-Cola. About 100 meters up the road, the chain on my sprocket came loose, but I got it on thanks to these dirty hands. This is a motorized bicycle. This engine makes the ridiculous claim that it can do 50 kilometers on a mere 1 litre of petrol. For my American followers, it's about 117 Patriots to 1 Bald Eagle. Today we are going to test that, as well as the max speed, how well it handles hills, and some off-roading, and we'll also find out what the Popo thinks. The results may shock you. Let's get to it!
We started by draining the tank of all its contents. As we are firm believers in the scientific method, to measure a litre we used a 1 litre Jägermeister bottle.
Really spinny.
Added some oil and gave it a shake. As I wanted to test the engine's worst range, I decided to pedal as little as possible, only to start moving and on the hills. This was great as the bicycle's gears don't like working. But first I had to buy some supplies. A random energy drink, some water, and jelly tots.
Waar zit mijn broer nog?
Hier, maar hij komt op mijn kop.
Bij mijn scooter.
Nee, ik heb een fiets met de engine in.
Wow, amper zo.
Amper is een motorfiets, maar het is nog steeds een fiets.
Op die manier. Ik zie niet iets breekbaar in de manier.
Maar het zal fijn wezen.
Ik loop naar de kraken van CDI.
Kom zo ek jou môre oggend.
I was a bit heavier now, so naturally, I decided to take a route with a great uphill. For science.
Yes, science!
I got as much of a run up as I could and just kept pedaling. I honestly thought the engine would give in, but it just kept going. And luckily I didn't have to walk up, like the poor postman. I made my way through the Lani suburbs until I encountered an obstacle.
I've got to follow this road to get out of town, but I've got a problem. Whoop, whoop.
That's the sound of the police!
Seems like they're pulling over only to that side. Let's see.
As far as I know, this is the only road that I can take, so I stuck to the sidewalk and hoped for the best. I noticed that they're now pulling over on both sides, and then my worst fear was realized. I was asked to stop and pull over, only it wasn't for me. So I got out of there as quickly as I could. For the first time, I'd like to see how the motor bicycle handles a dirt road. The answer? Terribly. Well, since there's no shocks, it's more uncomfy than dodgy. I stopped to reevaluate the situation.
I passed out on my last adventure with the motor bicycle, so I won't make the same mistake. I'm gonna take a break, have some breakfast. Fast break, break fast. I bought some potato chips, some chicken strips, and some buns. Lekker chippies. Chicken strips. Cheese roll. That is fresh. There's cheese on and in the bun and in the chicken. Yo, cheese overload.
I now had enough energy to waste getting some kiff shots. And as always, I forgot all about my side stand. I then decided to go back to town, the town being George in the Garden Route, South Africa. I will admit that this is quite a bicycle-friendly town, and there are plenty of spots to take a rest.
I made a quick stop on this beautiful open field, but the weather is changing fast, as you can see.
As I still had to do my top speed run, I decided rather now than later, and this nearly ruined my engine. Already as I was going down, something felt off. Even at full throttle, it just wouldn't go, and even fracked on me. Since it wasn't the petrol,
Oops.
I checked the wiring, with no luck. Since I had no idea, I called Swari, who gave me some advice. That got me going again.
The bike keeps dying for a stupid reason. That's the choke. So that's not choked. That's... So it keeps going to choke, because that side is heavier than this side. Luckily, I've got a cable tie. And then we go! Redemption time!
Just for reference, this is the same road that I took on my stealth camping episode. And on the upcoming hill, I had to walk. But not this time. Normally I'd shut down the engine and coast down, but I kept it going to really test its range. Does anyone else refer to coasting as freeing down?
Take. Take. Take.
Baboons aside, I'm happy to say that with only a bit of heavy pedaling, I made it up the hill. Just. Where I took a break. And now, the speed run. This downhill is my last chance to attempt a top speed, and I was locked in. The engine struggled, but it exceeded my expectations. I then did just about the same path in reverse, and rode around home until finally I made sure to push it as far as it would go. Then added some petrol to make sure that it wasn't a different issue, and headed home to tell you all about it. Okay, so that 49.1 kilometers an hour was actually the max speed. On 1 litre of petrol, I rode for an hour and a half at an average of 23.2 kilometers an hour for a total of 36.52 kilometers. That is far from the 50 that they claim, but maybe with pedaling as well, you'll reach 50. Also, if you're not as fat as I am, you might just reach 50 kilometers an hour. We'll never know, because I'm not doing that anytime soon. Thanks for watching. Please stay for another one. Peace. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, make sure to push thumbs down twice.